Assalamu alaikum and good evening. You are watching Humsab TV and I am Munib Hamid with the news.
Abbasi shrugs off bid to form alliance against PMLN. Celebrating the opening of a new power plant, Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi on Saturday laughed off attempts by the opposition to form an alliance against the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz as nothing more than hot air. When you add 0 to 0, you get 0 as the answer. The PM said in a pointed reference to the ongoing activities at the model town residence of Pakistan Awami Tehreek Chief Dr. Tahirul Qadri. A string of politicians, including PPP's Asif Ali Zardari, have turned up at Allama Qadri's residence since the report by one-man tribunal on the model town killing of bad workers in June 2014 was made public earlier this week. Supreme Court asked to adjourn Hudaybiyah case till NAB gets prosecuted. As the Supreme Court resumes on Monday the hearing of the Rs 1.2 billion Hudaybiyah paper mills reference, the National Accountability Bureau has come out with a request to adjourn the proceedings till the time its new Prosecutor General is appointed. A three-judge Supreme Court bench comprising Justice Mushir Alam, Justice Qazi Faiz Isa and Justice Mazhar Alam Khan Mia Khail will take up the NAB appeal on December 11 against the 2014 decision of the Lahore High Court to quash the reference. The office of the NAB Prosecutor General has been vacant since the retirement of Waqas Qadir Dar in November. In a set of documents which NAB submitted to the Apex Court on Saturday, the Bureau also urged the court to consider adjourning the matter instead of hearing the same on Monday. Imran warns of March over FATA-KP merger delay. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI chairman Imran Khan on Saturday threatened to march on Islamabad if the government did not take any positive steps towards merger of the federally administered tribal areas FATA with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province on Monday. Speaking at his party's FATA Youth Convention, Mr. Khan said the PTI wanted to see the merger of FATA with KP taking place before the 2018 general elections, as further delay in this regard could provide another opportunity to the terrorists to get hold of the area. If you agree that the merger should take place before the 2018 general elections, then be ready for a call. The PTI is already in practice of street protests. We will bring the people from the tribal areas and the KP to Islamabad as merger is the right of the FATA people. Mr. Khan said without using the term long march. The PTI chief said they would be meeting on Monday, tomorrow, to review the government's action in this regard, after which we will give the call. PTI and PSP join PPP in backing Qadri. Pakistan Awami Tehreek Chief Dr. Tahirul Qadri spent a busy Saturday meeting a string of politicians who headed towards his party headquarters to meet and support him. Mustafa Kamal of the Pak Sarzameen Party was the first to arrive, followed shortly by Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Jahangir Khan Tareen of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. For his part, Dr. Qadri presented three demands during the course of the two press conferences which he held alongside Mr. Kamal and the delegation from the PTI. He demanded the resignations of Punjab Chief Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Provincial Law Minister Rana Sanaullah, asked the government to remove from active duty all police officials involved in the operations against PAT workers in 2014 and the meeting held before it till the court decided the case, and demanded the constitution of a joint investigation team along the line of the one formed to probe the Panama Papers case. Afghanistan, Pakistan have common enemies. Envoy. Afghan ambassador to Pakistan Dr. Umar Zakhilwal has said he foresees better days for Pakistan-Afghanistan relations and that the current misgivings and grievances are short-lived and will soon end. Talking to newsmen after visiting the Taxila Museum, the Afghan diplomat said that ups and downs in relations did not reflect wishes of the people of the two countries, adding that ties were sure to improve in the coming days. He was of the view that Pakistan and Afghanistan were facing the same challenges and enemies, and both were victims of terrorism and they needed to work together for peace in the region. He said things were moving in the right direction on the diplomatic front, adding that he was hopeful for better relations between the two countries in the coming days. Indian soldier opens fire on fellow soldier, kills 4. A paramilitary soldier killed 4 of his comrades and injured another inside a camp in central India, an official said on Sunday. the trooper turned his gun on his fellow soldier at around 5 p.m. local time on Saturday in Bijapur district of Chhattisgarh state. The constable from India's paramilitary Central Reserve Police Force opened fire following a reported altercation. He fired on 4 of his CRPF colleagues who died on the spot. Another one, an ASI, was injured in the incident. A Bijapur administrative official told AFP, speaking on condition of anonymity. Iran says good relations possible if Saudi Arabia ends friendship with Israel. Iran's President Hassan Rouhani says Iran is ready to restore ties with Saudi Arabia if it stops bombing Yemen and cuts its alleged ties with Israel. In a speech broadcast on Sunday, Rouhani said the regional rivals could have good relations if the Saudis end their false friendship with Israel and halt the inhumane bombardment of Yemen, where a Saudi-led coalition is battling Houthis. Saudi Arabia severed diplomatic relations with Iran in January 2016 after Iranian demonstrators attacked Saudi diplomatic missions in response to the Saudi execution of a prominent Shia cleric. Tensions spiked against last month after the Houthis fired a ballistic missile that was intercepted near Riyadh. North Korea blames U.S. for tensions in rare UN talks. North Korea blamed U.S. nuclear blackmail for soaring tensions over its weapon programs following rare meetings with a senior UN official, but agreed to regular communications with the organization, state media said on Saturday. Jeffrey Feltman flew to Beijing on Saturday after wrapping up a 5-day visit to Pyongyang aimed at defusing the crisis, just a week after North Korea said it test-fired a new ballistic missile capable of reaching the United States. His trip, the first by a UN diplomat of his rank since 2010, saw him meet Foreign Minister Ri Yong Ho and Vice Foreign Minister Park Myung-kook and visit medical facilities supported by the UN, the North State News Agency KCNA said. At these meetings, our side said the U.S. policy of hostility towards the North Korea and its nuclear blackmail are to blame for the current tense situation on the Korean Peninsula, the report said. Johnson in Iran to push for Britain's release. Britain's foreign minister visited Iran on Saturday to press for the release of British-Iranian woman Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe amid accusations at home that one of his gays has seriously harmed her case. Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson held talks with his Iranian counterpart Mohammad Javad Zarif, which also touched on a landmark 2015 nuclear deal between Tehran and world powers, the future of which has been thrown into doubt by U.S. President Donald Trump. Hiroshima survivor accuses West of nuclear disarmament sabotage. A Hiroshima bombing survivor who wished to receive the Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of the international campaign to abolish nuclear weapons Saturday accused Western nuclear powers of sabotaging disarmament efforts, while Sunday's Nobel Peace ceremony in Oslo will bring together several survivors of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings that killed at least 220,000 people 72 years ago. It will be snubbed by the ambassadors of the United States, France, and the UK. Contrary to customs, the three Western nuclear powers will be represented by second-ranking diplomats in an apparent sign of distrust of the ICA and backed treaty to ban the nuclear weapon. Sports. New Zealand won the first test by an innings and 67 runs to take a 1-0 lead in the two-match series. Weather forecast for next 12 hours. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country. However, rain, thunderstorm with snowfall over the hills is expected at isolated bases in Mirpur Khas, Sakkar divisions, northeastern Balochistan, Upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan.
And that is the end of the news. For more news and updates, keep watching Hums Up TV. Take care. Please subscribe to Hums Up TV and hit the notification icon on the screen to get the latest updates of our channel. Thank you for watching Hums Up TV.